launch control. I'm pretty excited this week. It's been a while. I want to put my hands on a wide body Hellcat, and now I've got it in my driveway. So speaking of Dodge Charger, you know, if you want to put your hand on a Charger, a base one, a SXT, it starts around 31,000. If you want a base Srt Hellcat, it's around 77,000. And the model I'm testing this week, this one right here, it's about 93,000 Canadian. So what's exactly the difference between a normal Charger and a wide body Hellcat SRT? First of all, you know, the front end, the front fascia here, it's way more aggressive on the SRT model. It's way more aerodynamic. So the SRT model is not all about the design, but it's also functional. As you can see here on the hood, you've got some real heat extractor. These gonna remove some extra heat from the engine bay. And here you've got a real ram here. It's gonna cool down the supercharger. If we go on the side of the Charger wide body, as you can see, it's wider. Actually, it's about 3.5 inches wider at every corner of this Charger. So with a wider car, you can put some wider tires. So you can put 305 Pirellis on the four corners. So these wheels are about 11 inches wide. So what's the result of that wide body? You've got a better handling, better stance, better comfort on the road, and also way much more grip if you want to do a hard launch, because this Charger's got a lot of torque. So you got those really good looking black SRT wheels. You can notice behind those huge caliper, Brembo calipers, this car needs some big braking power because this car is pretty heavy. It's about 5,500 pounds, but you got the brake to match that weight. So if we go in the back of the Charger, again, here you can notice it's a wider too. You get that wide body. I love those flare, you know, that's something, you know, the aftermarket was really big into putting some flare, try to widen the stance of your car. But when it's the factory, when it's the OEM who does it, it's just perfect from my point of view. And on the back, you've got a really nice dock, you know, spoiler here, and you got a dual exhaust to hear that Hellcat sound. Also, you can notice it's an Hellcat by the logo here on the fender. So you've got the nice Hellcat logo. And if this one's got a red eye, it means this one's got a little bit more power. Speaking of more power, this one is not the most powerful Charger you can get. Now in 2020, you can get a Hellcat red eye with 797 horsepower. So this is the most powerful Charger ever made. Speaking of power, let's see what's under the hood. Under the hood, we can find the V8 6.2 liter Hemi Supercharged, good for 707 horsepower and 650 foot-pounds of torque, matched to a 8-speed transmission. Yes, another Hellcat. I love this engine. I like the sound of it. I like the way it behaves when you really push it. I like the scream of that supercharger. But again, now you can get the red eye. I can't wait to drive that red eye Charger. You know, the Charger, it's pretty practical. It's family friendly. It's four-door, plenty of space for the kids. And also, you've got a big trunk, you know. This car was pretty much designed for the police and all that. So as you can notice here in the trunk, you got plenty of space to put all your groceries and convince your wife this is super practical. right behind the wheel of the Charger SRT Hellcat Widebody. You know, first of all, I drove several, you know, Challenger, Charger and all that. It's my first time in a wide body Charger, and seriously, it's night and day. You know, wide body or not wide body. The handling, the grip, the stance, the comfort on the road, everything is better with the wide body. I have to tell you, if you're looking to buy a Charger, it must be a wide body. Same thing for Challenger. It's such a good improvement. If we go back to 2015 and you look at the Charger with the Hellcat, it's basically, you know, a Charger with a Hellcat. The handling was not really there. These Hellcat Charger was losing traction all the time. Now you get some serious wide tires in the front, in the back. So you've got that great combo of handling and grip that really helps this Charger to stay on the road. So interior wise, you know, it's been probably more than 8 years. The interior haven't really changed, for the exception of the infotainment system. Overall, you know, plain and simple. It smells muscle car inside of here. It's an interior, I really like it. You know, it's obviously not a 2020 interior. You don't have wireless charging and stuff like that. But, you know, I like that screen. I really dig the SRT dashboard. I like playing with all the gauges and, you know, the race option. You can have a line lock, a launch control, and also you have the drive modes. I love the drive modes. You can really tune, you know, the Charger as you really like it. You change the behavior of the car, so you can put it in track, sport, you can do a custom one. I really like to do my own custom tune, I could say, of the car, so you can change the behavior of the suspension, exhaust, engine, transmission, traction control and all that. If you want to save some fuel on the highway, you can put it in eco mode, you can put the suspension in comfort mode. It's really awesome, and that's something, you know, you really want into a really high horsepower street car. I really like those really nice detail you can get in the SRT, the carbon fiber, the Alcantara, those seats are my favorite ones. They're large, but you got some good supports. They're really built for big boys like me. I love the colors you can choose. Also, you got black, you got the red, you got that dark brown. Really nice interior. You know, same thing for the steering wheel, all in Alcantara, really comfortable and all that. So, you know, overall, maybe this is not the interior of the year, but it works for me. Speaking of the Charger, you know, I drove both Challenger and the Charger. Obviously, I like the look of the Challenger. It's more a retro muscle car, but this car is pretty cool. You know, it's probably the only four-door muscle car on the market. There's nothing to compete against. So it's a large sedan. Those large sedans are getting really rare these days. Telling you the truth, there's no more Tauruses, Chevy SS and stuff like that. So it's probably, you know, the only one left with some big muscle under the hood. So we got plenty of space for the kids. We've got a big trunk also in the back, super practical. And also, you know, this car can be really undercover if you choose the right color. You know, if you take a dark silver or maybe more like a black color, you can be, you know, really undercover, go under the radar. But if you have a bright orange color like this one this week, but I know some of you guys gonna say, well, there's something missing on the roof of this orange Charger, but let's just not talk about that. But, you know, overall this week, because this car is so wide, big wheels and all that, because of wide body, it's orange, it's a really flashy Charger. I was getting a lot of attention from everyone, a lot of thumbs up, a lot of attention from the police also. But overall, you know, I like you can choose either, you know, the undercover or the flashy one. I could say I was getting more notice with this Charger than the Trackhawk or the Durango with the blue stripes and all that. It's not as Hot Wheel toy like the Challenger Red Eye I drove previously, but this one is getting pretty much, you know, a lot of attention for four-door. So speaking of fuel economy, yes, we must speak about fuel economy. It's a Hellcat. From my point of view, for a 707 horsepower engine, you gotta expect, if you play a little bit with it, if you make that engine sing a little bit, there's a cost, at the end of the line. But overall, if you play well with the drive modes and all that, it can be pretty decent on fuel. I was able to go down on the highway to 10.8 liters per 100 kilometers on the eco mode. That was pretty impressive. But this week, I was averaging around 14 to 15 liters per 100 kilometers. So obviously, if you had a heavy foot, you can go up to 25 liters per 100 kilometers easily. Speaking of performance, this thing is a beast, especially for the weight and also, the size of this car. You can do a 0 to 100 kilometers in 3.6 seconds. You can do the quarter mile under 11 seconds with 10.96 seconds. That's really, really impressive for a four-door. And also, you can get a top speed of 332 kilometers an hour. This thing is fast. I don't have any track to really test the top speed here in Quebec, but 332 kilometers an hour, that's pretty fast. If we look at the handling, once again, the wide body really improved the handling, giving you more stance, wider, more grip in the front, in the back, everything is better. It's really decent, for this type of car, for a car who weighs 5,500 pounds. And this car is built for the street, not for the racetrack. I get really annoyed, looking at all the other reviews from all the big, automotive media, always speaking about track time and all that. Average Joe doesn't spend all their weekends at the track every weekend. So especially a racetrack, not a drag strip, it gets really expensive. And these cars, the SRT, if you don't know, SRT means street racing technology, and that's really what you find in those SRT. It's built for the street. It's fun to drive on a daily basis. It's comfortable, it's practical, and even if it's not the best for time attack, the handling is really good considering all the capacities of this car. Obviously, if you really push it into the curves, this car is big, it's large, it's heavy. Same thing while you're braking. But overall, for me, it makes the job done. Overall, I had an awesome time this week with this car. It's really one of my favorite four-door sedan by far. It's made for big boys like me, big seats, big wheels, large, big, big shifter. Everything is big, everything is big muscle. I really love this car, and it's one of the most affordable Hellcat model also. So that's a big plus for the Charger Hellcat Widebody. But overall, just having this car is so unique. There's nothing else on the market to compete against. Yes, probably some of you guys are gonna say, oh yeah, this Mercedes-Benz or this Cadillac or this Audi. No, it's not even in the game. This is a true four-door muscle car, and the other ones are luxury car, and the ones who really can compete with the performance of this Charger or at least 20,000-30,000 more. So really, this Charger have no competition. So let me know in the comments, do you prefer the Challenger or the Charger Hellcat Widebody? Which one is your favorite and why? For me this week, it will be a hard choice, I could say. Probably I would go with the Charger for the price, but the Challenger for the looks, obviously. So don't forget to subscribe, share, and like my video, and we're gonna see each other on the next review.